Hello everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. It's kind of a cold afternoon today, so I thought we could go ahead and talk about our story, The Little House. And if you remember, I told you that this little house says it's by Virginia Lee Burton. Now, she's the only name on there, so that tells me she did the writing of the book, the author, and she drew the pictures, which are called the illustrations. That's right, the illustrations. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go through and kind of look to see what we notice about the words and the illustrations and see what it tells us about the character in this story. Now, I remember that only storybooks have characters. And a character can be a person or an animal or an object, like this one, right? And characters, they have like feelings. They can feel a certain way. Not like I feel this book. That's not what I mean. I mean like happy or sad or mad. They can feel those kind of feelings, like called emotions. So we're going to look back through the story and see if her emotions change throughout the story. Got it? Good. Alrighty, so, when I notice the story, let's look at the first page that it comes to. The first page looks like this. See? And I notice that the illustrator, she placed the house kind of right in the middle of the page, didn't she? Wonder why she'd put it right in the middle. How come she didn't put it like down here and make it real small? Or put it like, I don't know, over here and make it small and make the trees real big. Oh, I bet you're right. Because the most important thing in the story needs to be the biggest and it needs to be in the middle. So your eyes are drawn to the middle. What's the first thing when you see what you see when you look at this page? The house, yeah, because it's the most important thing. Though, when you really, really look at this house, look at it close, you can kind of see a face. Do you see this doorstep right here? It kind of looks like a smile. See how it's going up like a smile? And then the windows and the curtains could be like their eyes. It's the house is looking. And then the door could be like the nose. So the house has kind of come to life. And she's coming to life to show her emotions about how she feels throughout this story. So we're going to walk through and we're going to talk about some of the emotions she's feeling and talk about how do we know that. And if you remember on this first page, they're talking about she was such a pretty little house and she was strong and well built. And, you could tell they're talking about the family and they'll always live there. And you can tell that she looks happy. Here's what my happy face looks like too. Mine is smiling, kind of like hers, isn't it? Happy. Now, do you think she stays happy during the whole story? I don't know. Let's take a little look here, okay? So when I turn the pages, and I turn to this page right here, this one is talking about, let's just look at it and see what you think. How's she feeling? Well, I notice she's still in the country. And I notice there's still a bunch of trees, not a lot of houses yet. The animals are still there too, aren't they? Animals are still there, so she's still in the country. But something major's happening in this picture, isn't it? All the big tractors and dump trucks are coming in. And what are they bringing in? A road. So can you tell what emotion she would be feeling? That's a good idea, like surprise, like what in the world? What's happening? What? That's surprise. She's unsure, she's confused. What is going on here? The words tell me One day the little house was surprised to see a horseless carriage coming down the winding country road. So she's talking about she was surprised. Sometimes a surprise looks like a happy surprise, like when you get a Easter present or a birthday present, you might go, you're excited surprise. Sometimes you're like confused surprise, kind of like, what? So that way is a different way to be surprised. Can you see our surprise look? It kind of looks like the doors right here where her nose and her things is. It's kind of like she's surprised. So sometimes when you have a surprised look, your mouth goes, yeah, it does. She's surprised. What is happening? How is everything changing here? And then if we go on and we look on this page, it is talking about more and more roads being made. It is talking about apartments coming up. It's talking about more cars going down the road. Are there any horses with carriages anymore? Nope. Any trees? Can't really see any. I see some light posts. I see a little bit of grass only there by the little house, but I see lots of tall buildings. Even cars back here and more people. So I wonder how she's feeling right now. Let's see. She's used to living in the country. Does it look like the country? Not a whole lot, does it? Maybe she's just like unsure. Like, I don't know what's happening here. I used to be able to see the sun and the sky and the leaves change colors. But now I can't. And maybe like unsure. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm unsure. Unsure. You're kind of thinking, what in the world? I'm not sure what happened to the trees. I don't know where they went. I don't know what happened to my beautiful sky, and why did they build all these big buildings around me? She is feeling unsure. Unsure. Then we go on. And as we move on, remember, things are still changing a whole lot in here. Things are changing. They tore some of those tall buildings down. Do you remember that part? And they dug them kind of like deep in the basement, made them go underground and then on top of the ground too. And they built these elevated, where it's up in the air, these elevated train tracks. And if you see, they still have transportation, a train or a trolley down here at the bottom. But they added another one up here. Wonder why they thought they needed two of them. Well, when I look at the picture, I notice there's more and more buildings back here too. So more and more buildings equals more and more people. That's right. There's more people trying to go to work or trying to go to school. And they needed a way to get there. They could drive cars, but sometimes if you don't have a car, you take a trolley or a bus. Now, where we live here in Owensboro, we don't usually do that too much. Most of us have access or a way to use a car to get from one place to another. Now, we do use the buses to get to school, don't we? We still use those. But in cities that are very, very large, there's not enough room for everybody to have a car. And it's too crowded. And the traffic is just too much. So it's easier for them to hop on a train or a trolley to get from one place to another place. So this one, the house, and here I'll show you her face again on this page. Same things. More things going on, isn't there? This one shows 3 train tracks. 1, 2, 3. And look at all those cars for trains. Train cars. And then that holds lots and lots of people. So there's people everywhere. I put a little note on here to help me remember which one I wanted to talk about. And this one I think she looks kind of sad. Look at her. She doesn't look as like where it was smiling. Doesn't look like that anymore. It's looking more like her eyes are kind of drooping down. See the windows? They don't look like they're up as much. They look kind of down. And the doorstep doesn't look smiley anymore. Looks kind of sad. She probably is thinking, I don't like this. I don't like all these changes going on around me. I like to see the trees, and I like to watch the seasons change, and I like to see the sunrise and the sunset. But now, all I see is a lot of busy, busy people and buildings. See how the sky looks kind of got this cloud over it? In big cities, you can't always see the sky as pretty as we can here in Owensboro. We're lucky because we get to see the pretty stars in the sky. But sometimes in big cities like this, there is so much going on. It kind of makes like things in the air. And it kind of makes the air really dirty. And if the air's dirty, then you can't see the sky as well. So she's feeling very sad. She doesn't like it. Makes me sad for her. But does she stay sad? Nope, she doesn't. That's the best part of the story, isn't it? So she's going. You know, when I see her in this one, she looks like she's tired and about to give up, doesn't she? She's looking like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Look at her. Broken down and tired, doesn't she? But then, when her family finds her again, remember that part? Where the granddaughter came in the city and she remembered that it looked like a place where her grandmother used to live. And then they figured out what the little house was. So then they decide to move her and take care of her and fix her back up. And then they put her back to her favorite spot. In her favorite spot, how do you think she feels in this one? That's right, she's back to happy. You can see the doorstep looks like a smile again. Her eyes are lifted up and they look a little brighter and happier, don't they? She's feeling good. She can see her trees with the apples. She can see kids and families. She can see the sky and the sun. And she can see the seasons change. This makes her feel happy. That's right, happy. So, the character in the story, the little house, does go through lots of changes in this story, doesn't she? She changes what she sees. She changes what she looks like. She changes even how she feels. And that, the illustrator kind of showed us that with the pictures. So I hope you could notice when we were going through here about how she was feeling. I know a lot of you are probably feeling a lot of different emotions right now. I know I am. I know I'm feeling kind of sad some days because I miss coming to school. I miss all of you guys. I'm feeling a little disappointed, I think, just because I can't do what I want to do. I want to go to school and teach you all this lesson in person and hear what you're telling me. And I'm disappointed because I can't do that. So it kind of just makes me feel kind of, Sometimes being at home makes me feel happy because I get to be here and I get to see my son all the time and I get to see my dogs all the time. And that part makes me happy. Kind of like you guys getting to spend time with your families. That makes you feel happy. So just like in the story, our emotions can change, can't they? They can change all the time. They can change several times throughout the day. You could feel happy in 1 minute, excited, sad, happy again. You might get mad at your brother or your sister, but then she says she's sorry and you're like, okay, I'm happy again. So even like the characters in the story, our emotions can change too. Okay? You have one more job to do today. And what I want you to do, I'm looking in my packet here, the one you guys have at home. This should be the one you just finished with Miss Ward. You should have done the IP house and made some new words. I hope you are listening well for Miss Ward too and really trying. Her lessons I watch too, and they're a lot of fun reading all the sight words and sounding words out and reading books. So I hope you're trying your very best for her lessons too. The one you're going to do today looks like this. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. But there's nothing on the faces, is it? It's just blank. Nothing's on there. And then it has some words on it. This one says, I am surprised. So if you're surprised, show me how you looked. My mouth is kind of open, isn't it? I'm surprised. Pretend like somebody's coming in with a big present for you, and how would you feel? I didn't know you were going to bring me a present. You would feel very surprised. So see if you can draw eyes, nose, a mouth, and maybe some hair, and show what they would look like when you are surprised. This one says I'm unsure. Remember, the house was unsure. I was unsure because I was hearing a noise and I had to turn around and look because my puppy was trying to chew on something. Anyway, this one is unsure. That's when you're not sure. You don't know what's going on. You don't understand. You don't know. And so that look can just kind of look, I don't know. So see if you can make that face. Can you make an unsure face? I don't know. And then see if you can draw me a face that's unsure. The next one, I am sad. Show me what your face would look like if you're feeling sad. The last one is the best. Show me what you're looking like when you're feeling happy. There's your happy face. And I hope you're feeling happy when you listen to the stories that I get to share with you and talk to you about it again, because it makes me feel happy thinking about you guys. And I sure miss you all so very much. I hope you're working on your work. Remember, you don't have to do it all at one time. Do a little bit, take a break and play, or whatever Mama wants you to do. But remember, I need you to try your best, because this is your learning right now. Right now, this is our new job. Things changed. So I need you to try your best for Mama at home and show moms and dads and your nanas what a great job you can do. Got it? Great. All right, that's all our lesson today. Remember, do your best, draw good details. Let me see some excellent work. Okay, see you later. Bye.